CSW 69 session. Queen Mother, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for welcoming Queen Mother to her own home.
So,
I've been at the United Nations for 56 years as a humanitarian at the United Nations. How do I serve the poor and the powerless? How do I visit the world and caring and by hearing which is the majority of the population in the global community do not come to the United Nations, but they are representatives that come here.
So, what is your intention about this CSW session 69? And you have attended the one in 95 in Beijing, the 85 in Nairobi conference.
I am so moved this year of coming here to the UN 30 years after Beijing, China. And some of the women that I was a part of them was able to bring a statement to Beijing in the spirit of one of our elder mothers, Mother Audley Moore, Queen Mother Audley Moore, who lived to be almost 100 years old in the United States. And I was a part of leading the delegation, and we are NGO women, the Harlem Women International New Future Foundation NGO at the United Nations. And Queen Mother have been at the UN for going on 56 years as a humanitarian. And now I'm moving almost 84 years old.
Wow.
And it's such an honor for me to be here to hear the voices of the women who was in Beijing, China 30 years ago. So for me, it's reminiscent. For me to tell stories that Queen Mother was a part of history in Beijing, China. And I am so pleased that so many women are here to Beijing plus 39 of the Commission on the Status of Women, our session. So I'm just pleased to be here to greet and meet the women of the world.
Oh, wonderful. So tell us, what is the difference between your time and now our generation on organizing women?
Intergenerational. Queen Mother wanted to pass her knowledge, her gift to the intergenerational women, younger women. And what I have done, I have gone to sessions and saying to the women, what are your priorities? How have you, in your committee work for the last 30 years, where are you ready to negotiate? What do you see as your priority? How are you going to make sure that you lobby member states that it would be placed on the agenda before the GA in September? How are we doing? We have finished 1 week. What are your priorities? So as I went from session to session with women here, women from Asia, women from Africa, women from Latin American countries, and women from northern part of the world. I've been attending sessions, hearing from them, and looking at their plan of action based on their recommendation. What I've heard from the meetings that I've attended this week, violence against women must stop. That's a priority that I'm hearing from the women. Education, quality education for the women. They're talking about stem cell and AI and science and technology. Where are the women in those fields? How many were part of inclusion and quality education? So STEM research, and we don't want to see the women left behind. based on quality education. And that has been a discussion. Economics. Whatever we plan to do, if you don't have finances, are we going to, be able to fulfill the recommendations and be able to fulfill it by a plan of action? Where are the best practices going to start at? Whether it's in the farm, agriculture, but where is the finance for it all? I'm hearing as the concern of the women. And so I will continue to listen to what their priorities will be, especially the second week of the conference.
Okay, so we had our event on the 13 March 13 about girl education in conflict, and you were like our guest speaker honor, but I want to see the message that you wanted to send to our audience on that.
Queen Mother has been involved with peace. Peace. When you see that there is no peace and wars exist within the world, how can you plant flowers of love? How can we do it if there is no peace amongst us? As a peace activist, I agitate the world for peace. We must negotiate with each other and end war. War no more. War no more for development of the Sustainable Development Goals. Peace education. If you're teaching the youth peace education, after being taught peace education, where will you implement it if there are wars? Wars, raging of wars in the world. And Queen Mother is advocating to member states peace and security. What we need. We need peace and security. And peace is the essence for us to develop our sustainable goals. And so as an advocate, Queen Mother, lobby for peace. And in lobbying for peace and security, it will usher in for us to be engaged with development in our community. If I have to step in the garden or on the farm and there are landmines, how could I farm? How could I grow food? And I say, eat what you grow what you eat. How are you going to do that if there is no peace in the farm?
Wonderful.
And so Queen Mother Lee, for all of us, reflect on peace. As women here, we ask that force greater than ourselves for peace, to live together with each other, communicate with each other, care for each other, serve each other, love each other, and can only be done through us recognizing we must be peaceful with each other. We want to negotiate with each other. You must negotiate through peace, communicating with each other. I may like rice with gravy on my rice. You may like rice with butter on your rice. But the commonality, the common